The octopus, Earth's most alien animal. An animal with 3 hearts, blue blood, and 9 brains distributed across 8 arms. It can change its color, texture, and shape in under a second. Its genetic editing abilities put human scientists to shame. But the most unbelievable part? Buried in its DNA is a self-destruct code. After mating, it is programmed to die. This is the octopus, a creature more alien than anything science fiction has ever imagined. And it's been living on our planet for over 300 million years, older than the dinosaurs. We're only just beginning to understand what it really is. 3 hearts and blue blood. Cut open a human artery, and you get red blood. Cut open an octopus, and what pours out is blue, like liquid sapphire. The octopus doesn't just have weird blood. It has an entirely alien circulatory system. 3 separate hearts pump this blue blood through its body. 2 branchial hearts push blood through the gills to absorb oxygen, while a systemic heart delivers oxygenated blood to the rest of the organs. The blood is blue because it uses copper-based hemocyanin instead of iron-based hemoglobin. While hemocyanin carries only about a quarter of the oxygen that hemoglobin can, it actually outperforms in cold, low-oxygen deep-sea environments, exactly where octopuses live. There's a catch, though. The systemic heart actually stops beating when the octopus swims. That's why octopuses prefer crawling to swimming. Every time they swim, their organs are temporarily starved of oxygen. Imagine your heart stopping every time you run. 3 hearts, blue blood, and a body that literally can't handle cardio. Nature built the octopus like a prototype that was never meant to leave the lab. 9 brains, distributed intelligence. What if your arms could think for themselves? Not metaphorically. Literally make decisions, solve problems, and act independently while you're busy doing something else entirely. For the octopus, this isn't science fiction. It's Tuesday. An octopus has about 500 million neurons, comparable to the number in a dog's cerebral cortex. But here's where it gets strange. 2/3 of those neurons aren't in the brain. They're distributed across its 8 arms. Each arm essentially has its own mini-brain, capable of tasting, touching, and making decisions independently. Scientists have observed severed octopus arms continuing to reach for food, avoid threats, and respond to stimuli for up to an hour after being detached. The arm doesn't know it's been cut off. The central brain acts more like a CEO giving general directives, while each arm handles the details on its own. This means an octopus can simultaneously open a jar with 2 arms, explore a crevice with another, and camouflage the rest of its body, all at the same time. No other animal on Earth has this kind of distributed intelligence. It's like having 8 independent computers networked together, with each one capable of running its own programs. The ultimate master of disguise. Imagine you could change your skin color, texture, and body shape in under 1/5 of a second. Not with technology, with your own cells. The octopus is the greatest shapeshifter in the animal kingdom, and it's not even close. Beneath its skin lie 3 layers of specialized cells working in perfect coordination. Chromatophores, tiny sacs of pigment controlled by muscles, expand and contract to create instant color changes. Below them, iridophores reflect light to produce shimmering metallics, blues, and greens. And at the deepest layer, leucophores scatter white light to fine-tune brightness. Together, these 3 systems create a living, dynamic display that can replicate virtually any pattern in nature. But the octopus doesn't just change color. It changes texture. Tiny muscular structures called papillae can transform smooth skin into a rough, bumpy surface in an instant, mimicking coral, rocks, or algae. Some species go even further. The mimic octopus has been observed impersonating up to 15 different species, lionfish, flatfish, sea snakes, by reshaping its entire body. And here's the part that baffles scientists to this day. Octopuses are colorblind. They achieve all of this without being able to see color. How? Nobody knows for sure. Scientists have confirmed that their skin cells contain the same light-sensitive protein found in their eyes, capable of detecting light without any input from the brain. The greatest visual trickster in the ocean can't even see its own tricks. The RNA Super-Editor. Every complex animal on Earth evolves through DNA mutations. Every single one. Except the octopus. It found a completely different path. In 2017, scientists made a discovery that shook the foundations of evolutionary biology. While most animals rarely edit their RNA, the messenger molecule that translates DNA instructions into proteins, octopuses edit theirs at an extraordinary rate. Over 60% of their RNA transcripts are recoded, compared to around 3% in humans. This means octopuses can fine-tune their proteins on the fly, adapting to temperature changes, pressure shifts, and environmental challenges without waiting for the slow grind of DNA evolution across generations. In cold water, They edit their RNA to produce proteins that function better at low temperatures. The trade-off is staggering. To maintain the RNA editing sites, the surrounding DNA must stay highly conserved, essentially frozen in place. The octopus sacrificed the ability to evolve its DNA rapidly in exchange for the ability to edit its proteins in real time. It chose flexibility over evolution, adaptability over ancestry. No other animal group has made this trade-off at this scale. The octopus didn't just take a different evolutionary path, it rewrote the rules of adaptation itself. The genetic lock, death after mating. She hasn't eaten in months. Her body is dissolving from the inside. Her arms are tearing themselves apart. But she won't leave. She'll guard these eggs until her last breath, because her genes have already decided when that breath will be. This is the octopus genetic lock, the most tragic program ever written into any animal's DNA. After mating, a small gland behind the octopus's eyes called the optic gland triggers an irreversible cascade. In females, it suppresses the drive to eat and shuts down the digestive glands. She stops eating entirely, devoting every remaining calorie to protecting her eggs. She fans them with water to keep them oxygenated, removes parasites, guards against predators. For months, sometimes years, she starves herself to death. The deep-sea octopus Granulidon boreopacifica holds the record. A mother was observed brooding her eggs for 4.5 years without eating a single bite. By the time her babies hatched, her body was a translucent ghost of what it once was. When the researchers returned, she was gone forever. Males don't fare any better. After mating, the optic gland triggers senescence, rapid, programmed aging. They become erratic, stop hunting, wander into danger, and their bodies begin to deteriorate at the cellular level. In 1977, scientists removed the optic gland from a female octopus. She immediately resumed eating, stopped brooding, and lived months beyond her normal lifespan. The death wasn't biological necessity. It was a genetic switch, a code written into every octopus that says, reproduce, then die. Why would evolution create such a brilliant animal and then program it to self-destruct? One theory suggests it prevents older, larger octopuses from competing with or eating their own young. Another suggests the rapid nutrient cycling benefits the ecosystem, but nobody knows for certain. The octopus is given the most extraordinary mind in the invertebrate world, and then forced to surrender at the moment it passes on its genes. That is the genetic lock, a death sentence encoded in DNA. The most intelligent creature without a backbone, and the cruelest fate in all of biology. Thanks for watching. 3 hearts, 9 brains, instant camouflage, rewritten evolutionary rules, and a genetic death sentence. The octopus shatters almost everything we think we know about animals. They've been on this planet for over 300 million years, older than dinosaurs. Perhaps the way to understand the octopus isn't to think of it as an animal at all, but as an entirely different form of intelligence sharing our world. Like and subscribe. See you next time.